And welcome everybody to the Natural Ones. We are very excited to play today, as we are every week, because what else do we have to do on a Saturday?
Or a Wednesday.
A lot?
A lot.
I'm so happy to play this game today.
I'm so game to play this happy.
I am the game of the today of
Blink
please.
twice if you need help.
Okay. I am trying to.
There's no announcements.
No, I'm trying to think of like how to enter this one because this one's fun. You guys have just recently actually pushed beyond the library, the private library of the Queen Gestal, and engaging in combat with a former enemy, Arwen. I shouldn't say former. I just say former as in you guys won.
Yeah.
We're besties now.
Yeah.
Her and I.
But having ended that fight and sort of the repercussions there, you descended further, finding Queen Gestal in her, just like this pool. And she, while having a start of a conversation with you, just attempting to do anything, you guys kind of held stalwart, didn't say anything, and so as Kalenth attempted to begin the fight that they've been waiting for, Queen Gestal sort of just waved and snapped, said fall, and the five of you enter sort of a blackout state, fall to the ground as the world shifts.
You said 5. Does that mean Clem passed or you're not including Panther?
6.
No, I genuinely was okay.
No.
So Penguin's okay.
Well, he can't be surprised. He's like,
I was thinking it, so
yeah.
I saw this cup.
No, I'll just lay myself down. Thanks.
You didn't say heal. You didn't say lay down. Didn't say roll over. None of these things. Those are not my command words. You regain consciousness in a state of, it's like a pressurized feeling, as if something is consistently constricting against your skin.
Are we frozen in carbonite?
Again.
And you're laying on the ground, and the only reason you know that you're awake is that it's complete darkness, but it's that feeling of my eyes are open, I can't see anything. You feel like you could move your body, but it's ending up feeling slightly sluggish as you sit up, each in your own turn. You can see each other. But beyond that, whatever plane, meaning like whatever floor you are on, it is the absence of anything. Kalenth, Nameless, Philip, Panther, Liam, and Silao. What do you do?
Are we bound?
No.
Yeah, we don't see anything on each other that seems weird.
No, you have everything that was on you.
Does this feel like the time that we were in that room with the floating voice talking to us? Does it remind me of that?
Floating voice?
Where we were in the dream state. Do you remember it was this is how we went to the castle beforehand? There was an arrow that took us and a voice that was like follow
It
and then
does feel similar.
I'm gonna pop a divine sense real quick.
Sure.
Does it seem like there's anything affected by the hollow spell? Or are there any celestials, fiends, or undeads within 60 feet?
As you pop Divine Sense, you don't get a feeling of anything.
Okay.
Like, almost as if you didn't feel anything.
So what are the odds we're not on the material plane anymore?
Calantha's sitting there and he's infinitely likely.
Great.
See them. Okay.
The closest to planar travel I come is rope tricks, so kind of out of my depth in this one.
Are you able to do magic?
No.
Great.
And get up. Fun. Great.
She took the box, didn't she?
No, it's just not here. I don't know if she. Don't know what she's doing. More important to find out how to get out.
Seems odd that she left us alive.
Is there a chance that she didn't?
It'd be odd for us to still be together right now if that were the case. We might still, live on a different plane, but it likely wouldn't all be the same one.
Well, maybe our love was stronger than death.
This could be the waiting room too.
Yeah, that makes more sense than my thing.
No.
No, if we were in the waiting room, as you would want to put it, no, that would be the Shadowfell.
Last time we were here, some voice took us places. I don't know if we have to acknowledge the voice but there was, I don't know if this is the
Have
same.
you heard one yet?
Hello? I mean, I heard yours.
What did the voice say before?
It was a very long time ago, and it was a little dark, and we were in a really strange land that we just poofed there, just very similar to this. And we went to the castle, and we followed Pete, the crow, and maybe if I find Pete again.
Wait, so is this when you found out about Colenth and the tower, or?
Not explicitly, but yeah. I didn't know it was Clem. I just knew there was a tower and obstacle courses.
Not traps. It's called the Tower of Blight. It's not called the Tower of
Ninja warriors.
Yeah, I was gonna say Lorethian gladiators.
So good. Now I gotta make that tower.
Yeah, there was that one room that was.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, of
basically
course.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand why it would strike a very fond memory.
Lorethian guts.
I can't wait to get slimed.
Oh no, the news!
Way better than Lorethian Wipeout.
Not a fan of shapes.
Let's see. So
He rolled for something, so I'm just waiting to see
Do you remember
Yeah.
what
what he
that is.
said? I literally went
was trying to
looking
get
for
the
my notes. I
thing
can't
up.
find it in there.
Well,
Sim-
so what are the odds that when that happened
Right.
back then, that was caused by the queen?
You ask that question, and I don't know, so I cannot tell you.
Okay.
So there could be 0 or it could be 100.
It's likely. She wanted.
So she set us up to go to the tower from the beginning. Maybe.
I don't know. I kind of felt like maybe it was a calling card from the Raven Queen, but I could have been wrong.
She's. The queen is. drastically intertwined.
No, I know. I just thought Queen.
When you say intertwined, how close are they exactly? Because there was a altar to the three lords in there.
No, there's no deep understanding that I have. I believe it's just more. I'm getting the feeling that I don't want to stay here.
There were things that followed us
I don't
last
think it
time
was.
here.
What?
Rope trick.
When we were here, we heard like chittering. I don't know if it was here, but when we were here, there was like a chittering noise. The further we followed the little light thing. Again, it could just be a weird coincidence, and we could be not there.
Almost as if
No, I don't want to be there
calls it
again.
out.
Yeah, just like that.
Okay, well,
So the,
got
This-
a couple ideas.
do I remember any sounds like that coming from the Egregor? Because that's one thing I'm worried about. Yeah. Cool.
Stay close.
I do that.
The chittering just continues at a sort of softer level. And then you hear. There's no air or any other sounds to this place. There's no actual flow. So to hear this scraping and chittering, and there's no movement to be perceived
There's
outside of the sound.
So there's only one place we can be. We're in the cracks between the planes.
Right. Yeah. Of course. I was thinking we were in the Mirrorstone. For some reason, yours makes way more sense.
It's where this thing lives.
Yeah.
Cracks between the planes.
The chittering begins to grow louder.
Can I vibe check?
Sure.
Um,
And you were about to say something too.
I was gonna ask him maybe
I
a
was gonna
little
let
bit
you
more
roll
about
that.
the more about his Egregor plan because I know it exists. That's very comforting. But I don't know how comforting because I have no clue.
I'm
what it
extremely
is.
I'm extremely worried we might be in the one place where this plan won't work.
Right, of course.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Natural 20, baby.
All right. So my plan here.
Uh-huh.
I want to connect. I wanted to search for the abjuration stone, or for the substance of the mere stones of what ties them, like the fabric that makes the material plane. If I can feel that in any direction.
Two different things is what I'll say.
Mhm.
So choose between them. One is about specificity, right? One is about I want to find this thing. The other one is I want to find any sort of signature like that.
Yeah, what I'm looking for specifically, the thing that I want is to find the fabric that makes up the planes. If I can feel any remnants of it in any
The
particular.
planes or the mere stones?
Well, I assume that the mere stones are made up of the same. I assume the mere stones are made up of like the stuff that is the fabric that makes the material plane. Is that not quite the same interpretation, or?
I'm trying to figure out how to answer your question. Not that it's confusing, more that like how do I say this? The mere stones are made up of what you're saying. So this is the question. Are you trying to figure out where you're trying to go in the planes, or are you trying to figure out an attachment to the mere stones? That is different.
I'm trying to find.
They are made up of magic. They are concentrated forms of.
I'm trying to find any way to anchor to the fabric that makes up the material plane. Essentially.
Okay.
The mirror stones are what I thought were a convenient way
That's
to
what
do that.
That's what I'm trying to
but-
say is that like
yeah.
it's two different things. Like if you
Okay.
want to go for the material plane, that's one thing. If you want to go for the mirror stones, that's a different thing.
Specifically was looking for... That's it. I'm trying to find a way to anchor myself to the material plane. And I figured
Okay.
that the mirror stones and the ley lines were a signal to look for.
They are, but again, it's about focus. Like this vibe check or vibe checks in general, it's about specificity, and it's the same thing with like Setlali's, like key meditation. Is that it's just like it's about specificity. You can see the whole of a thing, and those two things make up the same thing, but they are two different entities.
Okay, in that sense, I'm looking for... Yeah, I'm looking for abjuration.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna be looking for the abjuration mirror stone.
Yes.
With a natural 20. And then the plus, I think, plus...
For
8?
vibes, I have like a... It's proficiency plus charisma for me, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's 9.
Plus 9. So 29
Yeah.
altogether. As you center that, push that feeling past the chittering, it's hard. It's very, very difficult to find anything. And then, as soon as you feel like the faintest heartbeat, the starlight appears to your southwest.
You all see that?
Okay, I was going to say, Kalenth. Found abjuration. Just kind of indicate that direction. Like,
Anything's better than nothing. Let's go.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
I walk towards it too.
Clint starts like power walking. Just like,
Prancer
just
fit.
like let's. As you move towards that light, chittering swells and swells. Every step towards it, the pinpoint grows in size. It ever so slightly. Got it. Pushing forward. Nameless.
Yeah.
Can you make me a charisma saving throw?
does my +5 apply here?
No.
20!
Holy shit!
No, I lied, it's -1.
Very
so
nice.
18.
Very nice.
Oh, it's not a +1, it's a -1.
Yeah, that's like, oh my god, that's so good.
I was like, oh no.
That. Very, very good.
Yay!
Way to go. Okay.
Today's was exceptionally charismatic.
Yeah. Well, it's about strength of character, right? In purpose, right? Like, you got it today. You're like, I'm really confused, but I know one thing. So, you're pushing forward. The light envelops you.
Just me?
From your perspective.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like, it's
Anthony! I'm just imagining them being like, y'all saw that, right?
some Pac-Man ass light just comes through.
That's kind of what I thought.
No, it's fine. I get it. It was just very funny thought. Washes over your vision. And you come into being, and there's this sort of amber red haze to this room that you're in, coming in through the windows. Very beautifully done windows. Familiar as the rest of the room kind of comes into focus, comes into light. You see a floor, hardwood, this beautiful wood inlays, desks, tables stretching out, wall to wall, lined with shelves and books. There's a second level in similar fashion, lined with books. Towards the back, there's this giant steel cage vault door on the second level. You're in the library, the mansion. And as if a distant echo that comes further to clarity over time, over a sentence. The faded image of someone seating at a table. Can't make out exactly who their face is, but it's something. Someone's there. The state that you are in currently feels like remembrance. The spell.
Ah, okay.
It feels like that. It's not exact, but
Okay.
it has a natural state to it. And as you're standing there, you're hearing like mumbling and sort of like muttering to themselves this faded image, writing in a book. And then I'll find. Well, that would be really interesting if that was true. Then you could bind here and here and here and well with enough force, and then you hear from behind you, walking into the room, another voice. The voice from the faded image, feminine, seems, and as you turn to look at the figure walking into the room, you see this is not a faded image. This is a very clear image. It is a sort of raven black-haired woman, an elf. She she's like got scuff marks and is sort of dust and dirty. She has this cloak on over this what you notice is cottleweb, is this sort of like that same material, but it's this like very deep-seated ebony color. And she steps up to the table where the faded image is at. She says, "Are you really still just here?" And she drops the bag that she's been carrying on the table. And the faded image, oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, I can grab it. She's, are you... I went through a lot of trouble for this. Oh. I'm sorry? Not what I mean. We really could have used you today. I get that. I do. I was sick. It's not really a good excuse. It's not, but she like sits down with the faded image. What you're doing and what you're looking for, I understand that it's important, but I'm losing you to it. She says, there's nothing else but this, though. Nothing else. Can you imagine what I want to see that world. Just something else, something different than this. scraps of people. The image, the full image of the other one, it says, right. And will it ever be our turn to enjoy this new world? Will it ever be enough? She seems to think so. She gives us choice. She gives us opportunity. But it's up to us to pass or fail. We get nothing. We get endless pain and suffering if we fail. Yes, exactly. And we get endless possibilities if we win. That's everything I've ever wanted. Well, I'm happy to see that. Makes things very clear. She starts to storm away, and the faded image grabs her hand. I can't do it. She stands up from the table and meets her. And sort of holding her hands and holding closer, she rests her head against the other. And she says, I'm not trying to say that I am not worried. I just don't think I can't love you fully in this world right now. And there is nothing that I want more than to have that opportunity. And you're pulled out of that. And you are thrust into a dream. The rest of you, at a moment as the chittering grew louder, you saw Nameless, like frozen in place. Eyes open, but very obviously frozen. Just as the chittering accelerates.
Do we move her?
We can try, and as
Yes.
you plant it in the spot.
All right. This is fine.
Nameless, you are back.
I told you.
I wanted to give some context to like what was going on
Yeah.
while that happened, but like
Oh.
you, Nameless, you're back.
I'm so sorry.
No, nothing happened. Let's just go.
As we walk, I will tell.
A static image leaps from the darkness right next to you all. It is malformed and giant. In its shape, it has no consistency, but it has some form of humanoid feel in terms of limbs. It is a deep, this like static cutting through to its image. It is a sort of like sea blue in color. And its chittering has evolved to wailing. We will be entering a combat-like phase. So go ahead and roll initiative. This is not a full combat, necessarily. I shouldn't say full. This is not. I'm trying to state this as like it's not necessarily a formal combat. So
Definitely moving last.
this is more
Nature
just
is
to be like
healing.
a turn order. See how people want to affect it. Okay. All right.
What's Panther players?
That's fine. He doesn't need magic.
He is
Oh,
Sit Lolly.
just
19.
Liam.
3 for me, 17 for Pangolin.
Penguin's out there.
Oh, interesting.
get it out of the soul.
3.
Nameless.
Nameless 14, Panther 18.
Yeah, just make him a soul, and then he can go on these journeys. Philip.
4.
Okay. This is 13. And
Yeah,
There we
whatever.
go. Well, that's a lollipop first. Okay. Watch it get a 20.
okay, Sit Lolly.
Yay. Okay. How close is it?
It's within. It's like centered towards you. Again, it has a malleable form. It is within your space and outside the space as well. It's kind of like wrapped around you while also being spread throughout you.
Okay. I'm gonna try to radiant sunbolt it.
Okay.
Uh, 19.
19 does hit.
8 points of damage.
8 points. Okay. Go ahead and make me a charisma saving throw.
Charisma.
I know. What the hell is wrong with me?
Oh no! That's a 5.
5. All right.
Is it a magical effect?
Is it?
Yes.
Yay! One more time. Here we go. That's a 17!
Okay. Take 4 points of psychic damage
No, okay.
as you strike it with your hit. It wails harder. It just and it breaks into your brain essentially. And it, as you're hit with that, your arms go limp. You can't stop. Panther's turn.
Is it like directly in front of us? 'Cause I feel like after seeing that, I feel like
It's
wanna keep
again,
running.
it's around you and in all of your spaces. Like, so imagine you don't have to move to hit this thing. It is always around you.
oh, so like if we were to just try and run forward, we couldn't essentially.
At this moment, like that would be your assumption, is that it's just like
Okay.
it's so tightly wound around you guys that like there's not forward momentum possible at the moment.
Got it.
It's kind of why I didn't. It's why I kind of. It's why we don't have like a map. It's why I also said like this is sort of not a full combat necessarily, not a formal combat. This is more
Got
about like
it.
turn orders and what you want to do. So
Okay, and I assume that I would not be able to pounce if I do multi-attack with Divine Claw.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So that's what we will do then, is a multi-attack. Yikers. That's a natural 1 for the bite.
Arr!
And then 20 for the claw.
Claw hits.
It's a magical claw too, if
Yes.
that does anything.
Well, no, it does. It beats resistances.
I know,
for
I
things
meant
that-
for
yeah.
this. I'm just gonna say shit for those out.
It's okay. Oh! Roll my
Oh
die!
my god, I got 1! Thank you for that! Love it! So 3 points of magical slashing
3
damage.
points of slashing damage. Got it. Go ahead and make a charisma saving throw.
That's really his strong suit too. 12.
Takes 1 point of psychic damage as when his claw actually strikes through. So I'm sorry, I should have said this as well. When you hit with your sunbolt, it like hit the form. And the same thing with him. It swipes into the actual form of the Egregor. But the whale reaches back out to him, hits him. You see him.
Is this a fear effect?
No.
Dang it.
Nameless.
Angling can't be afraid.
Nameless and then Kalenth.
Wait, because I'm sorry a little bit late, but his +5 do not count to these, right? Or do they? 'Cause I thought you said.
Not
Okay. Well, I'm assuming that I actually cannot do magic here based off what Colette said. So rather than wasting that, I'm gonna just take out my scimitar. Nah, screw it. I'm gonna take my bow out and just not do any magic with it. So I'm just gonna shoot it with my bow. Is it too close for that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I figured. Never mind, scimitar back in action, scimitar. Let go.
I love the. Shh. Shh.
It's like watching me try and play Monster Hunter.
Right. Cycling through weapons.
Yeah, it's like CS:GO. Putting your load out.
It was a 15.
A 15.
Mm-hmm.
Does hit.
Yay! I really should get on my other dice though. I'm just gonna not do that. 8.
8 points of damage.
Mhm.
Can you please make a charisma saving throw with advantage?
Oh, Liddy lit. Good thing. 12.
4 points of psychic damage. And when I say this effectively until your next turn, you can't do anything. You are struck with a deep sadness.
You move right away.
All right. Kalenth's turn.
That's all I've been doing is just crying along.
Kalenth is like takes out a dagger and then I don't really like how this is going, but
We don't have to. All right.
They don't have any ideas at the moment. Okay, hits. Okay, and then natural 20 on the charisma save.
He is charismatic.
He suddenly just becomes really hot.
Suddenly?
Yeah.
I was like, have you heard his accent?
Kalenth, as they strike the form and the whale comes at them, you see them like racked with a similar root, and instead of crying, Kalenth looks at the Egregor, puts the dagger away, and wraps their arms around the form and just holds it. Next up is Philip.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a hand on what I presume its back would be.
It's formless
Yeah.
and everywhere, and also,
Yeah.
you know, all of it's the back, right?
Whoa.
And
Eggy got back. Yeah.
Rory. It's gonna have a
Rory?
nickname. Yeah, if it's gonna have a nickname, it's gonna have, you know,
It's literally got Greg in it.
Gory. You know, Gory.
Gory.
I like Rory.
Gory.
Rory. Anyway,
Yeah. I was gonna say, We're not your enemy. Let us help you. We want to fix this.
Go make me Christmas saving throw. It's a big boy. It's a little number.
You're charismatic.
Kind of plus 14, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
whatever.
but it's only
How in the world, good
it's
You
only,
get
it's,
to-
only, it's only a plus 9 though, right? Or does this still count for me? Is it just that it doesn't extend, or do I not have this bonus at all?
No, it doesn't extend. That's what I was thinking. Doesn't
Okay.
extend. It does apply to you.
Okay, so that's a 20 then.
You feel in your head that wail. As soon as you touch it, it does the same. But you're able to see through it. It's just deep pit of sorrow. It has nothing to repair it.
Yeah.
It is now its turn. And then Liam.
Wow, it rolled a 3.5.
Roll a 4.
Okay.
Jesus. Players go first.
I don't know where I was like, oh, where's the high stakes?
Alright. Nameless. And Sit Lolly. Take 6 damage. Take 3 damage. As the form like wraps around your leg and pulls tight.
I know. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying first.
Ah. If it's gonna wail, I'm gonna wail.
I said, "Oh, I get this creature now. I understand it."
Use my conjuration lodestones to conjure up a friend.
I switched to the hugging tools on my hammer.
I actually don't even remember. They are conjuration lodestones. I
Yes,
don't
they
know
are.
what to do with them or me. I build them a friend.
You do have like 8 of them.
I'm going to. Where are all of my things? Okay. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna get in on this
Get
on
him
this
this
hug
hug.
party. Let's do some. Let's hug some
Yeah.
more.
There's a saving throw.
Yeah, that's gonna go great. That's awesome for this one's gonna be okay. 14.
The whale hits you as you touch it.
What?
3-second damage. You are effectively, it's like a stun. It's you are stunned, but you are attempting to hug. But as your arms go limp, you feel the deepest sadness. Back to the top, Set Lolly. It is now your turn again. What would you like to do?
My arms still don't work right.
Well, it's more that like you feel your feeling comes back. You can't stop that feeling from continuing, but you have control of your body.
I mean, obviously it's wrapped around my legs, so I'm not gonna try to like move or anything. So I'm gonna look at it and just say, what can we do to help you?
You get a wail as a response. So go ahead and make me a Christmas saving throw.
Natural 20 for 24.
Similar thing, the feeling pierces through you, through that wail, of just it's almost like someone who has not a single tool or any opportunity to have any other thoughts but this. Nameless. Sorry, Panther. Panther and then Nameless.
I guess Panther's gonna just go and like nuzzle because he can't hug. What are you doing?
I'm just imagining how.
Oh,
yeah.
I was I'm like, what? So yeah, I guess that's what he's gonna do is just go like nuzzle against.
Okay. Christmas saving throw.
16.
3 psychic damage. And you can. He does the tense again, just sort of convulsing in a cry. At this moment, Panther no longer has an initiative. Nameless, it's your turn.
What is the Egregor? And by that I mean, is it
In
a
this presentation.
fiend? Is it a beast? Is it a celestial? Like, because I have beast speech, and so I was wondering if I could like understand.
No, beast
anything.
speech is not going to help you here. Beast
Okay.
speech is specifically for beasts.
Well, that's I didn't know.
I know.
That's why it's good to.
Good to
What
clarify. I
is
get it.
the Egregor? In this TED Talk,
Technically, the Egregor is an extraplanar creature,
Okay.
but it is not any classification in the book.
not even an aberration?
Nope.
Not even a monstrosity?
Nope.
It's just like a feeling you get.
It is the collective consciousness of a thousand minds, kind of a thing. 1,000 dead minds. No, dead minds.
In your face forever.
What's your choice? What's the feeling? I mean, you're.
It's sorrow. You said right. Like I'm
Mhm.
feeling. I think because it's around my legs as well, so I think that I would just like kind of kneel down, reach down, I guess, and say, I'm sorry that you're feeling this pain. It sucks. And if I could take it away from you, I would. And just hug, touch, happy it.
Go ahead and roll your charisma saving throw with advantage.
Hot touch happy.
Okay, that's not for me today. 10.
It strikes you again. 2 damage. And
Hazel's in there, otherwise I would not.
No, don't worry about it. You were damaged.
Two, yeah.
Yeah, two, and you are stunned again. Helen's turn. They sit there with it for a moment as they're wrapped with it. And they say, she's right. All we can do is repair what's there. Can't change anything. Okay. As they hold on to it, as the whale begins to emanate out, cuts off, and this sea blue color and its static fades to that gray neutrality as it loses form and drifts away from you. Those that were under the stunned effect, you feel a release. It's hard to get it to stop, but eventually you gain composure. Nameless. As it pulls away, you're like hit with this instantaneous memory, dream, something. It happens in the moment, but it is an extended period of time, if that makes sense. It takes all but a second.
Mm-hmm.
You're standing on this cliffside. You have a small hand in your hand as you look down and you see a face looking up at you. Just distraught. Snot coming out of them. Puffy cheeks, eyes red from hours of crying. And as you look out to the cliff, there is a headstone. There's a resting place there. And from your mouth, from you, from your vision, you look to the stone. A gentle hand is placed upon it. As you crouch down, you pull the little one next to you closer. Kind of wrap in this way that lets them rest with you. And they can't stop crying. And the nature of the feeling for you is not empty, resolute in a way. This child doesn't know how things end, and they're learning it now. As you learned it before, as you'll have to learn it again. It's fine. Some of this is pain. You look to the stone and you know how much you loved him, and how much he meant. But the world you live in is harsh in some manner. And so this child, while it knows nothing, it has a very hard lesson to learn today. And it's about telling them, yes, it's pain. But it's a way to get to something better. This lesson, this feeling, doesn't stop the crying, because it's not supposed to. You come back to the darkness, your friends around you. Calenthus. That was odd.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I just saw him. I saw it for what it was. Pain. An endless void of happiness. Something stolen. Time or something. I don't know. I had only empathy. I know what it's like to lose time. We have to keep living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Press forward.
Can I like try to get closer to Colin? Like
Yeah.
not like,
Like,
more
you
like
guys
we're
are-
like talking like together, and I just want to like I have this weird dream thing. I'm going through puberty. And I was someone holding the hand of a little child at a rock. And the little kid was crying. And in a lot of pain. I just kind of just thought I'd share with you.
I had nothing. I am gonna. That's. Do you feel any? Do you feel something from it?
From the vision.
I never learned lessons like that.
What do you mean? You're like literally one of the smartest people I know.
As you mature, I believe you'll understand that intelligence means nothing.
I don't mean like you can do math. I mean like
Okay.
I know. Well, I just mean You know a lot about a lot. So I don't think you didn't learn lessons.
Never learned how to not be afraid.
I get that. But, I don't think anyone ever learns to not be afraid. I think we're all secretly screaming inside, but you do it. And you're doing it.
I feel like I didn't say this appropriately last time. I'm very afraid right now. The woman we face is I thought I mustered the courage.
I'm gonna, without permission, just like reach down and grab their hand.
It's accepted. Yeah.
I don't have the right words. I usually don't. But, I think you are incredibly brave. And if you falter, if you doubt yourself, these stupid people are pretty awesome about helping you.
She's talking about you.
Yeah, I know, that's why I reacted.
I sometimes talk louder than I should.
We're also in a very open space.
I thought it'd be like space where maybe the words wouldn't
No,
travel.
it's fine. We're like 5 feet from each other. I don't know how much we can be secret, but yes.
Wait, have you been to space?
What's
I
space?
theorize.
No,
Yes.
Liam's like, God damn it! I have one job right now, and it's to get to space.
And I made a promise to you. I reacted really poorly last time. We fought like just 5 minutes ago, I know. But I think sometimes you have to give yourself a little bit more credit. And I'm not the best at fighting, perhaps, but I'm here to help however I can.
Nick.
I'm going to let go of your hand now because it's really sweaty.
Thank you, I guess. That's not me. I'm just...
I do sweat.
During this conversation, the chittering, as you guys have been moving forward, has steadily grown. By the end of this conversation, it grows to a point, to that fever pitch thing. The light is expanding still. Almost looks like the sun in size. So progress is being made, but it's almost feels slow go.
Can we see the Egregor?
Can you see the Egregor?
Yeah.
Once when it went to that like gray neutral state, and then it went back to the shadows. It went back to the void of the space.
Okay.
Who's gonna have a vision next?
I mean, I'm not going through puberty.
God damn it! It's very good.
Yeah, me either.
Alright, I'll do it.
That's actually all that happened. We met you during
All
puberty,
right.
and then your voice dropped.
Yeah.
I'll go. I'll take one for the two.
Philip.
Just psych.
Puberty butt.
Pube me, Captain.
No.
Thanks. I hate it.
HR?
Please make me. God, an intelligence save.
Okay, you did that on purpose.
No.
Charisma's
Well, I
also
did do
my
it on
lowest
purpose,
as well.
but I did do it on purpose, but still,
No, I saw him roll
just for
dice.
fucking, just being gross.
Gosh darn it.
18.
18. The light Pac-Mans you.
Waka waka.
It's very good. It's a good Pringles joke.
That's a good Parm crisp joke.
Natural.
You. Pardon me. As the light envelops you and the flash ends, you are standing once again in a void. None of your friends are around you. You are alone. You see the form of something. Like when you close your eyes and you press against them, you see the stars. Something. It's figuring it out. Seems like it's lost in understanding. And it sits there. And this feeling that you get with it as it attempts to manipulate its space to do anything. It's just a stretch of time when nothing matters. You're sitting there, minutes are going by. There's no interaction. As you call out, as you try to do anything, you attempt to move away from the spot, it moves with you. Soon enough, you spent an hour, 2. No matter what you do, no matter what you call, attempt to reach out. This form is there. You can't leave. Soon enough, you don't rest, you don't eat, you don't sleep, you don't drink. Just constant thought. Days go by. You've been here a week now. Almost feels like it's always been this way. Was there a time before this? At the end of the first year, you remark how different it could have been. after a while you lose count. No need. The form continues to just reach out and attempt to function. As you get to a century, you hope, something sparks in the form. Modes of color begin to form, lining almost like a chakra. Different colors expanding and flowing out. It's the first time something like this has happened. You look to it, you follow it, and for the first time there's something else there. There's something to touch, to feel. You don't know what it is. You kind of lost concepts of possessions, beings, things. But as you start to see this thing, it starts to kind of come back. That perception of reality. You hear a voice. And all it says, "Come to me." Come back to me. And you can't resist the urge to run towards it. The voice is familiar. The voice feels like something. And as soon as you reach what you are extending for, you're stopped. You can't reach beyond a certain point. Not in the form you are, not as you are. So you start breaking pieces of yourself to push through. And after you've broken everything you can, you're separate, but you're there. But you can't hear the voice anymore. You wake back up around your friends who've watched you stand frozen in place for about a minute.
What year is it?
The same.
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah. I think I did what she did.
You had a vision of two women.
No. One unidentified thing for a very long time.
That's not what I did. But yes.
Did it freeze in place?
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm just clear.
Okay, that's
I,
right.
I meant we never met.
Chittering has accelerated.
Just
Grows
keep-
louder.
let's just keep moving.
And the form comes around you again, spinning and circling and enveloping you. Go ahead and roll initiative, everyone.
Is it blue still?
No. I'll let you know in just a moment.
Does Panther get one? Or is he still that?
No, he does.
Okay.
That was meant to be like, again, like not formal combat.
Yeah, I just
it was
wanna
like
make sure.
he's dropping out of the initiative or he is no longer
Okay.
capable of doing anything.
Can't be worse than me, Miles.
That's fair.
Could I also not be worse than you?
No. I was worse last time, but it's still just sad.
Oh. Okay.
That's what I
Just
get for
come- I'll
deciding decks.
I'll just come back in like 10 minutes when it's my turn. It's fine.
Sorry. One moment.
I did better this time.
He's better.
Yeah.
Both us
You
did
went.
worse.
You went first last time.
I know, I shouldn't have gone first last time, and I don't think I should go first
All
again.
right, sit, Lolly.
21?
Liam.
5.
Nameless.
9.
Panther.
12.
Philip.
1.
How do you get 1? You don't have
He
a
has
rolled
no
a 1.
dex.
I have no dexterity.
Same.
I'm a big metal tower boy. I'm not
Dex is for
supposed to-
losers.
Oh no, I'm just jealous of your saving throws because I have -1 on mine and I'm cursed.
Well, don't worry.
If only you knew a god.
Clem has 4.
Oh, I was hoping he was going first.
Sorry that I don't ask my gods for favors.
All the time.
All the time.
I've
They just give
never-
them to me.
All right, so
Never
first
asked
up
for it.
is Lolly.
I have. I've asked.
Yeah. First up is Lolly.
Yeah, of course
You
he
had the
is.
least connection to your god.
What
just
does
like
what
you
is
and
the
shit.
feeling I am getting from this egregore?
As it passes through. I can't tell you what feeling you're getting from it.
Yeah.
But as it passes through, it comes with this like brown in the static. This sort of like warm chocolate color to it as it comes out. And yeah, it makes it sound like poop, I get it.
What?
I was
Why would
totally
you say
thinking
that?
maybe it needs to move.
This is a serious moment.
But sorry, I'm stalling. Trying to figure that out. So go ahead.
I don't want to attack her. The last time I attacked, but I don't think I could give it a hug. I'm just gonna introduce myself to it.
Sorry, it's not making any noise this time.
No, okay.
It's not. No. You introduce. You say what you're gonna do. Like
Yeah.
that's. I realized you had asked, and I got distracted on my thought. It's not currently making any noise. It also has this sort of like lethargic manner to it.
Hello, I'm Set Lolly. How are you doing today? And that's all I'm going to do, and I'm gonna stay away from it.
Can you please make me an intelligence saving throw?
Of course I can. Is it a magical effect?
Yes.
Are they all?
Yeah.
Okay. I just don't want to keep asking.
No,
Being
that's
like,
fine. Yeah. It's considered a magical fact.
19.
Okay. As you ask this question, you get the sense of just a hollow emptiness.
Joke's on them. I already feel that.
Egregor's turn. What's your saving throw and what's your saving throw? Oh, sorry, what's your AC to both of you?
19.
20.
Okay. It like attempts to wrap itself around you, and you're able to kind of just like wrench it off. It's not like it like still has enough of a form, right? Like that's the point. It's like it still has some form, and as it's trying to grab onto you, it's not like the last one where it was desperate. This one again is lethargic, and it's just attempting to slowly envelop you, but it has much more surface area, so it feels like it would wrap you up very quickly. Does that make sense? Okay. It's like half of your body was almost enveloped, but it's so slow that you're able to kind of like throw it off. Next up is Panther, and after Panther is Nameless.
Oh god. Okay. So
And then it'll be you.
I think that Panther will think, it's so hard to play.
And
for
if you need
Panther.
I can if you would like.
Yeah, would you? Because I don't.
okay.
I genuinely don't know what like Panther would do in this moment. And
It's
trying to
okay.
do it in character.
Learning from the last time, he's not striking out. He's not going to attack.
Yeah.
Like I think you guys have learned a lesson there, kind of a thing. And so he'd look to this, sees what Setlali did, and he's just. We want to help.
Oh, what I was gonna say.
What's his intelligence saving throw?
I don't think very good.
Well, he rolled an 18.
Okay, well, pretty good. 0.
Okay, 18. You see him kind of just, as the form looks to. Nails.
I think I would probably do something similar, like, I don't want to touch it, per se, but, like, maybe step closer in a direction, just, like, a step forward. We don't want to harm you. Are you also sad? Angry? What are you?
Intelligence saving throw.
Dang it.
What a weird emotion.
Natural 1. 5.
I just
So stupid.
end up, as you answer the question, and that sigh comes at you. Just sort of petrified in your stare. You realize futility, emptiness. What's the point? What is anything? You're starting to lose your grip on reality. Liam.
Liam. I know this one. This is apathy. This is hopelessness. And I get it. Seeing the sadness turn to this. It's a twisted, form of acceptance, trying to accept the lack of control that you have. You there's so many, and none of you have a say. How can anything matter without choice? And you don't have that. I don't have a cure for apathy. The closest I found is the people with me here. The closest thing to a cure I found for apathy is the strength to try when it seems like there's no point. The closest I've found is courage, and I'm gonna try and cast heroism,
Okay.
which is a touch spell, so I also reach out and touch it.
Sure. Go ahead. First, make me the intelligence saving throw.
13. Yikes.
As the sigh comes over you. Oh, I didn't say with advantage. Sorry. Yeah.
27.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I just really liked. What you said was the reason why I gave the advantage. I was processing what you were doing. Sorry. Is that washes to you, and you confirm in the feeling that, like, yeah, this is emptiness. This is apathy. This is the absence of desire. Courage. Purpose. The ability to stand, to do something, regardless. You reach out, cast heroism, do not mark it off. As it washes into the Egregor. Can't resist it. You hear it. Fades to gray. Fades back to the darkness. As it leaves your forms, Philip. You are like sucked through this feeling. You're instantly hit with the smell of cinnamon. And then warm breeze. A setting dusk. And to your left, an endless forest. Grass between your toes. And more. It's not grass, it's moss. It's not ground, it's bark. As you look up, you stand at the base of a mountainous tree, forming into every other tree. And she sits next to you. She's got dirt in her fingernails, as if she just came from the garden. She puts her hands in her pockets of her overalls. She just kind of dances a little on the trunk that she's on, kind of just balancing for fun. ROI looks to you. You're not really here. But it's good to see you anyway.
Am I able to speak?
Yeah.
Okay. How long has it been? How long has she been feeling this?
A long time. It's hard to say exactly. Never saw her there. She was alone. She was alone for a very long time. I had other stuff to attend to. I had other dreams, aspirations. That's how it always was. That's what we talked about. I just always thought she'd be there. And she found a way.
When you did this, when you ascended,
Mm-hmm.
is that what she wanted?
Yeah. Yeah, no, she was very determined. I think she intimidated a lot of people.
Yeah.
She was so oblivious, though. It was a very fun game. You're not gonna forget that, by the way.
Yeah.
I wish I could. I mean, I could help you if you want.
No. How do you deal with it? How do you manage?
Every season has a different crop, right? And the best part is not always when it's done. Best part's usually the middle, because it can also be the worst part. I plant a seed, I nurture it, I do whatever I can to make it better. The midpoint is when you actually get to see the thing starting, brewing. That's my favorite. Because at the end of it, you don't have any more say in what it gets to be. So, a long time ago, I learned how to let go, relinquish control, and enjoy it. Enjoy the mistake, enjoy the perfection. Because you may think that you know the path better than it does. But the tighter you grip lose sight of what really matters. I stave off that by just participating in the world, having my own purpose, and not concerning myself with having an exact end.
You don't think it's too late for that to change, do you?
Too late for what to change?
For her. For
No, she hasn't. It's not the end.
Right.
It might come. It might be right around the corner. I'm just not concerned. I've gotten to do a lot of cool things. And so has she.
What if they didn't go the way that she anticipated?
Mm-hmm. She'd be very upset if she knew.
Yeah.
But that she is a very different she than what we're looking at. That's
what I thought was odd about it. Everything I've heard has been about acceptance. It's been about the ability to let go.
Mhm.
It just seems... It seems odd that she would struggle with it so much herself.
Well, she was a perfectionist, for one. And two, I don't think she ever really got the chance. It's hard when everybody else makes your history up for you.
Yeah.
Well, no reason to keep you here anymore.
Yeah. I suppose not. There's still a lot of stuff to take care of.
Doesn't all have to be you.
No, but
Plant some seeds. Grow the ones you want.
yeah.
The instant you're still there. Chittering has faded.
All right. I guess we just keep going. Yeah.
All right.
Did you talk to someone?
Yeah. Yeah, I talked to Barway.
How's your mom?
She's alright. She doesn't seem to really have a lot of ups and downs. She's kind of a constant. Yeah. Well, we should probably make as much distance as we can before all that happens again.
Yeah.
You push forward. A lot of you moving, attempting to do whatever you can. Chittering raises. That alarm. That warning bell. Fever pitch.
Oh, paper, scissors, you for it.
Hope this doesn't happen 2 more times.
Us too.
Or 3.
Liam,
Alright.
can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
I was gonna say it's a wisdom.
He's
right?
going for the worst. Yeah,
Yes.
he's
I was like, it's not gonna
Oh,
be
great.
Dex. Like,
if this is done randomly, some real bullshit.
19.
8.
We're all pulling it off. All right.
As the light envelops you, washes, you come to your new space. We will come back to that moment right after the break. So just come back in some time, and we'll be here, and we'll be ready to go through this fun journey that I've set up for my friends to have to like sit through.
I kind of wish we actually had the map cam up, and it's just all of our minis on like this black void.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you know what we could do? We could take a photo
Yeah.
we could.
and then just
Yeah.
You could do
See you
like
soon,
a fog
everybody.
effect for
Yeah,
each
yeah,
one over the
yeah.
picture.
Oh, what about mini foggers?
Hey, let's
Just
get
actually
the,
get the
let's
just actually get the
picture.
foggers.
Bye!
Out, fog over a blank table.
Alright.
And welcome back, everyone. I'm so happy we're here. This has been a very... We'll get right back into it. I've
Again,
just been very
blink twice
excited.
if you need help.
I've just been
Jesus.
very excited for this moment. That's all.
Oh, for you. Did you hear that?
I'm so happy you're
Well,
here.
what? No, I meant like this moment of this
I
whole
know.
session.
No, I was just trying to make Miles feel special.
Trying to hype me up.
Hype, hype.
I'm ready.
That's your emotion.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Time to read my lots notes.
I'm in.
As the light overtakes you, Liam, and you come into focus on this new reality, the first thing that hits you is the smell of sulfur and blood.
Just like home.
You stand under a blood-red sky. In a field stretching outward nearly forever. At this angle, lightning strikes through the sky. Looking around you, you hear the clashing and the clanging of desperation. There are monstrous creatures fighting, bands of dozens. By your assessment, barely holding on. These... they don't seem natural. Not just as a monster. You've seen a couple of these things before. In regards to... one of them looks familiar. You fought one in the Underdark. Looks like a devil. These people are standing against them. Small battalion of devils. The eviscerator remains of dozens more litter the ground. feel deep hatred of all around you. And seemingly out of nowhere, a group of elementals sweeps by, enters the fray. Not fighting anyone, but everyone. Outsiders. All of them. Not a single person is left at the end of it. As the devils move on, and the elementals seek new ground. And there, after a moment, after the stillness of the aftermath, are three figures. Two in a hazy state, and one in clarity. A raven-haired woman, an elf, in cottle web, in his cape, stained in blood. The other two are blurred images, but you can make out details. Through the blur, you can see that one of them is shorter. She seems to be wearing suspenders. And the other carries a book and looks to the outstretched land and falls to her knees, and a sound you resonate with reaches out, hits you at its core. This wasn't supposed to happen. The raven-haired woman kneels to the other, picks her up, and sort of gently saying, "That was the cost. And we all know it." She says, At what point do we say that we're wrong? What do we know? What do we know about any of this? What do we actually... What if I'm an idiot? And she says, "Oh, it's not likely. It's possible." She's like, "I'm not really in the mood for it. I'm not." Lillian. And there's Pult. She kind of keeps looking to the field. She says, "Barrow? That's it. Gone. We have nothing anymore. They have nothing." So we could get... She outstretches her hand, and there is a cube in her hand. A sort of box, if you will. Ornate, intricate. Seems like you could... It's kind of like a puzzle box. She says, "For this? For this?" I could live 1,000 lifetimes. And this would matter a fraction of a percent towards what I see here. And we still did this. Unacceptable. She slams it in the raven-haired woman's hands. Says, hope that gives you whatever solace you need for the next part of this plan. So glad that we spent all of this time and life to achieve a fraction. She storms off. I'm standing there with the box. The raven-haired woman just kind of looks to the one next to her. I believe she's mad at me. And the one next to her says, probably. But she's not wrong. Of course she's not wrong. She's very, very rarely wrong. That's for you and me. Yeah, I suppose. But you know one thing? What? I don't. Well. Judging by the state of affairs in this little field, this was always going to happen. They don't have plans that happen out of nowhere. This was calculated. We've got a mole. Someone's doing some digging. Someone's doing something. Putting us on a different path. And hoping that we'll pay for it. So, I don't think we can trust anyone anymore. Just us. The raven-haired woman puts the box and her stuff, and her possessions. And she looks to the one to her right and says, I'll be right back. She, as you kind of like follow in this sense, she catches up to the blurred image. She says, please, and she says, I really don't need to talk about this, and I don't want to. Well, I need you to know something about me if we're going to continue to work together. I didn't ask to be chosen. Neither did you. Neither did Alwai. But I am here doing all of the work that I possibly can. I'm not as gifted as you. I'm not as empathetic. I am what I am. And when you look out there, what do you see? This sort of a bitter spitting. The blurred image says, I see waste. I see hubris. I see devastating loss. And the raven-haired woman says, and I don't see anything. That means nothing to me. She pulls out the box. This is something. What we want to achieve, that is something, your dream, your goal, what you talk about. To achieve that, that's the cost. To grow up. She walks away. You see the blurred image. Contemplate. And from the depths of the soul, there's the most enraged scream. You continue to follow as you're basically dragged along. She leaves. Over the period of a week, she's by herself. She hunts down all of the devils. And she finishes all of the elementals that she can find. And there's not an ounce of relief at the end. It's blind and it's stagnant. And she comes back to a very familiar house as it moves through the plains. She goes to the library. And the raven-haired woman is sitting there working on something. And the blurred image steps to her and says, I really tried to make it balance out. And the raven-haired woman looks straight at her. And it's not a formula. It's not a book. You know. There's no equality there. Yes. Yes. So, tell me. There's a moment when she says, right after, tell me. There's this, you can tell that the figure is saying something. But it's as if it was torn from the vocal cord. All you hear is, so tell me, what does it do? There's this moment of connection. The way the raven-haired woman responded to whatever was said was recognition. In the same way, if you were attempting to call someone's name, or just to speak to them, and it felt empty, that sound. Forgotten. Non-existent. A layer beyond a layer that doesn't exist anymore. You come back. as he's been standing still. The chittering grows.
Anything interesting?
Yes. This might sound obvious. I don't think the memories that we've been in seem. I think they belong to the Egregor. I don't think the Egregor. So the memories exist, right? We're going through them. It has memories. I don't think it remembers its name. I saw ROI.
Yeah.
I saw the house. And parts were fuzzy. But someone tried to address the I believe it was the Raven Queen. And in the name, it's like the name had been removed forcibly. Or it was just distorted sound. There was a battle. There was a massacre with devils and elementals. I know so little about the sisters and their ascension. I have no context for so much of this, but there was a massacre, and they talked to it as being the cost, and that was acceptable, or that was unacceptable to some of them. I saw the box. That was a part of it somehow. Somehow, getting this massacre was a part of getting the box. I don't know.
That's interesting.
She's I think she's lost herself.
I don't think it's just it's a mutation. It's something. It may be focused through the queen, but it's using something else. It's using other memories.
When did this happen? You've seen the Raven Queen, right? Didn't you two? Haven't we? I don't know. I don't remember so much of the past, and I remember even less so much of what happens with the gods. But when could this have happened?
Whatever you saw was before the planes were separated.
Yes, that's what I saw now. But,
Essential.
but when you were shown the tower, was the Raven Queen there? Do we just assume? Do we think? Has anyone talked to the Raven Queen?
I haven't talked. I got a feather one time. I just kind of assumed it was her, but. Hey.
So, that box. Apparently, if it's instrumental to binding the planes, It fell into her possession. She gave it to you. She wants it back.
Does she?
Or whatever is doing this wants it.
That if that maybe that wasn't, but it was never the Raven Queen, but it was always Dristal. Dristal wants the box. And approached us under the guise and implication of the Raven Queen, trying to get us to act.
The Three Lords.
It's possible.
They could get to the Raven Queen through Dristal.
Most likely. It points more and more towards manipulation. Manipulation of someone who's lost themselves.
I just thought about it as manipulating their wants and desires, right? The Raven Queen is upset about this, and the Dristal is using those desires to get the Raven Queen to go along with it. But it seems less like that, less like using someone's own emotions to manipulate them, and more taking advantage of someone who's broken and forcing them to.
Well, everything we are is our memories. Our memories, our experiences are what tell us how to feel, what to think. And if somebody manipulates with them to the point of erasing her name.
Someone wanted to pull on a string.
Yeah.
You need a very focused string.
I think we need to get out of here as quickly as possible. Whatever Dristal is, she isn't the Raven Queen.
But she does have tricks.
Yeah.
And I think that the form of the Egregor surrounds you, envelops you. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Do I get to go this time?
Depends. I mean, hey,
Not bad.
Bad.
It's not a literal one.
You beat me.
So-
I did fine.
So Lolly,
19.
Liam,
13.
nameless.
I am 18 and Panther is 7.
You are 18 going on 19.
I am.
I am 17 going on 18.
Nice. Well,
I don't want to keep going first.
Don't play a high dex character. Don't play a monk if you don't want to go first. First off.
My initiative is only 3.
no, it's
literally-
plus 3. That's the.
That's what mine
No,
is.
pretty-
Oh,
That's
it's,
what mine
it's,
is
it's,
too, though.
it's just initiative. It's just initiative.
At a certain point, don't they get like plus
You
3
can hold, you can hold your turn.
No,
Yeah,
I'll
you can.
do
You can
it.
hold your
No.
turn.
No, Jackie, seriously, legitimately, if you don't want to go first, you can hold your turn.
No, because then Chelsea has to go first.
She can also hold her turn.
I'm-
If somebody doesn't want to go, they can just not go.
We ain't going.
Yeah. I don't want you to feel pressured. I'm just trying to say
No,
that, like, you do
I'm
have
not-
you do
I'm
have
not
that option
actually
if you don't want
upset.
to.
I just keep, maybe
as
that
it
will go first.
as it wraps and envelops,
Play
it
a monk.
is this deep, sanguine red.
Lust.
As it takes shape. The past two have been slightly more amorphous or slightly bubbly. This has jagged edges. Has appendages even. This one actually has distinct hands with extended claws.
Some calamity damage.
Let's do.
Okay. I'm gonna try talking to it, just like everyone else does.
We'll just talk.
Look, I know that when someone hurts you or something doesn't go as planned, the first feeling can be anger for hurting you or betraying you or doing something the way you wouldn't want it to be done, and that's frustrating. Trust me, I get it. But sometimes people do the things that they think are going to make this world a better place. Or they do it because they care about you. And I can talk in circles all day, but at the end of the day, you have to be the one to let it go, to move on, to rid yourself of this feeling. Because life is so much better when you're not angry 100% of the time. So I'm not going to fight you. Just let go.
The form, while listening to this, lashes out in a rage. The scream emanating from it is dire and unfaltering. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Okay. You take 8 points of slashing damage as the claws lash out at you. Up next, Nameless, and then Philip.
So I also am gonna try and talk to it.
Oh, sorry. You. Uncontrollable rage.
Oh.
You're seeing red. Every single thing that has ever irritated you about your friend group is boiling at the surface. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh boy. I can't really say anything that Lolly didn't already say. And I'm probably not the person to tell you to let go of your anger, because boy, howdy do I not let go of mine. And I'm furious right now that someone is manipulating someone who is weaker and broken, because that could have been me, that could have been any of us. So, be angry. Because it is so messed up. But eventually that anger will go away. You'll find a different way to funnel it. Sometimes I just scream, and at that, I think that's all she's gonna do, is she's just gonna like scream. And fall to her knees.
Make wisdom saving throw.
$11.
Take 7 points of slashing damage. Sorry, actually, hold on. Yeah, 7 points of slashing damage. At first, you were attempting to give in to the anger you already felt. Unfortunately, as the form of the Egregor tears into you, it becomes a lot more real. The injustice and the terrifying realization that you have had everything stolen begins to boil and brew and not let go. Philip. And then who's the Egregor?
I'm gonna vibe.
Okay.
I want to try and connect directly with the Egregor
Okay.
before I say anything.
You got it. +9.
Yeah, 14.
What's your attack bonus?
Attack bonus be depends on what I'm using.
Pike.
10.
Okay. As you reach out the vibe to connect, blackness washes over you. You are no longer in the initiative. I will be taking over your turn.
All right. Well.
You connected so good. You're just
Nameless, Set Lolly. How much damage do you do on a hit?
feeling.
1d8 plus 6.
And then Divine Smite, right? Improved Divine Smite gives you an extra D8.
It's an extra d8.
Okay, thank you.
Well,
I had a feeling about what's gonna happen.
what does this effect count as? What does this effect count as?
What do you mean?
What does the effect count as?
Yeah, what does the effect
It's not a charm. It's
Alright.
not anything. It
Okay.
is. Consider it a possession.
Alright.
What's your bonus to damage?
6.
Alright, you take 12 points of damage.
Do I not get AC at all?
I already rolled.
No, I do. I beat my armor class.
Yeah, I rolled a 9 and he gets a +10.
I'm 20 now.
Oh, that's
she's at the
right.
top.
Okay, okay. He rolled a 25 against you though, so that was. Sorry, thank you. That was no. Thank you for
Remember
catching
rage
it.
I'm feeling?
I thought it was 19, so that was my bad.
Well.
You take 10 points of damage
Oh, okay. No, not
as
very
the
much.
blunt, and as you see Philip, kind of like, you all know what he's trying to do. He starts to reach out and try to,
Philip will heal us.
and then you just, as he turns to the two of you,
Take my weapons first.
his eyes just go that
That's so
sanguine. His shield comes out, and he just is attempting to go at you, and you are able to kind of register it. Even like at your kneeled position, your rage just kind of like enacts in you just enough of an effort to kind of like get out of the way. But as you're still caught in your stuff, he comes in and strikes you in the stomach. Next up is the Egregor. And it is going to attack. Let's see. It's going to attack Clem. Makes. That's a definite hit. Which means 4 points of damage to Kalenth. Oh, come on. Son of a bitch. Alright, it's not letting me. Come on.
No. What are you trying to roll?
I'm not trying to roll, I'm trying to take away hit points.
Ah.
So he gets hit for 4.
Well,
And then he has to make a
could have gone one of two ways and it went the bad one.
wisdom saving throw. It's 12. So he is currently attempting to calm his rage. But next up is
Excuse me.
Liam.
Just everybody's looking at you.
You, no. Yeah,
I
get you.
didn't even get saved. Oh man.
No,
Yeah.
Liam, I mean, looks around.
The one who is you can register as fully taken over is Philip.
Yeah.
Everybody besides Panther at the moment seems. Yeah.
Yeah, they're in it. I think Liam tries to restrain Philip.
Got it.
All right.
Go ahead and make opposed strength checks, everybody.
Yeah, this is gonna go well.
Athletics or acrobatics, whichever one's better, and you have to do whichever one's better.
It's clearly athletics.
You're sitting there.
So angry.
Just for fun, what's your plus on athletics?
7.
Come on, natural 20.
You got this.
It's Pango and
Ooh.
Liam.
Hey.
No.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 3. I get plus 3.
Oh
That's
my
it.
god. You literally rolled a 2.
If I got plus 6, we would have tied.
Yeah.
But
Grapple
You
only,
are-
grapple only counts as one attack if you have extra attack.
I do.
You're welcome.
I'll
to try
go, yeah,
again.
I'll go get one more again. Let's go, me and
Yeah,
you.
I got 2
Come on,
attacks
natural
against them.
20.
Oh, it's again. God damn it. There's no
I
way
bet
to
we'll
beat
need a
Oh
natural
no, it's
20.
again.
It's again.
Well, I mean,
You need
wait,
a natural
for
20.
You need a natural, because
You
he's
need a
got a
natural
plus 7. It's 24.
Yeah, God, man, I wish I had Flash of Genius on this. 17.
No.
20,
my
damn!
God.
Shit! That's a nice try, man. But he is... It's
I'm just flailing so wildly.
it's more concentrated. It's... You're attempting to get... He doesn't have much of a height advantage on you. Not that much. But there is a sheer difference in stance. It's weird. It's that thing where whenever you guys have been like battling, you try to go all out. You try to go like, yeah, let's go fight. Yeah. You've never been in the position of Philip sees you as an enemy,
Yeah.
and it's very clear the difference of that training. It's like you go for a waist hold, and he, even with the shield, wraps it around you and spins you off, and you try to go for the legs, and he kind of backs you away with the knee. It's concentrated.
Well,
So, after Liam, it is Kalenth. Kalenth, feeling the rage, tries to it's directionless. It has no meaning. It has no function. It has nothing. It's cold, empty space. It gives no resolution. No absolution. You will not see the end of this line if you continue with this. You're just afraid. At some level. But you've channeled it into something disgusting. And you are disgusting. Sitting alone. Waiting for someone to rescue you. You have no place for anger. You brought it on yourself. don't think you had to qualify it.
I
don't,
did.
I don't think anybody here was like,
Well,
Jay,
I
just
mean-
lit one. Lighten them up.
Wet lolly.
That actually does not sound good either.
Where's the HR button?
Yeah, it's at your desk.
Are you kidding me? But did he get advantage?
No, he did not. He was enraged at the time. He did not pass his save, so we'd know. Oh, that's a 13.
Good thing the DC is 12.
You see Kalenth's eyes turn red.
Oh, I know I can outstrength him.
You're like, nope.
Go on, get this guy.
Look, Phil.
All right.
come on, Panther.
Yeah, Panther's turn. All right. Okay, now I have to think of this again. Damn it. All right. All right.
Sucks it right to play for Glenn too.
What is his wisdom saves?
Not good. Not great anyway. I think it's +2.
20.
It's not. Look it up. It's not. I know what I'm talking about.
I think you're probably right, but maybe
It's a 15 wisdom.
I think that because I have magic around
I
him.
thought there'd be a save involved at the very worst. And I was like, I can handle a save. And I did something with no save.
Well, the check was the save.
+2.
That wasn't a saving throw, though.
I'm saying that's what it was. Okay. What did you say?
+2.
+2. All right.
For wisdom?
So bad.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
I was so bad on the stuff that I'm good at.
Okay. Panther sees what's going on and the very nosedive future it's taking, and he says, "You are no You are an enemy to yourself in this. That's all this brings you. It's something that eats at the heart. And no greater is it than towards the self. Anger needs a sacrifice. This level of rage. It needs something. Something to accuse. Something to shape into an enemy. Takes a step towards the center of it. And he looks at it and all of it. He says, and if you need one, and he dips his head down.
I'm glad you. Extra easy.
You see the Egregor look to the form and that submission. As if steam was escaping. The form relaxes and melds down to a gray neutral state. And leaves those of you gripped by rage are no longer.
Did it work?
Your vibe?
Yeah.
No.
Alright.
Good talk, bud. I assume I'm still trying to grab.
Yeah. You guys are like in the
He's
middle.
like
of
wrapped around him, just like, I wonder if this went well.
This is a victory hug. Why are you there?
I'm not mad, but I was, apparently.
Liam. As you have this final interaction with Philip right at the end, you're frozen. As you're sucked away, pulled. It's like gravity well. You rest. Once you're out of the well, you come to a peak. Only endless sky in all directions. It isn't cold. It's not warm, but it's not cold. It's air. More air than you would have expected. You rest there for a moment. As a voice rings out and says, "Ah, little pea." And you feel the ground below shift. A rush of air as something rises further upward than you are currently. And as you look to your feet, the ground below is scaled and chitinous. As you turn, you rest at the end of a snout. Two eyes look to you, as big as a horse, each one a molten orb of daylight.
Never thanked you for the help with that fight a while back. Appreciate that.
About time.
I'm new to this. Do you see? Are you watching what we're doing? Where we are?
Oh, you're so important that I want you.
Just asking.
Yes.
So, I didn't. You don't.
You have a hard time with this, don't you?
Yeah, you don't need it. What I'm gonna say that would matter to you. Look at you.
That's kind of the fun part. Your discovery. You know what my favorite thing of a mortal is?
Relatively, they'll never bother you for that long.
That is a perk. You're right. I hadn't thought of that. No. When I see you, and you can't fathom something,
It's wonderful. Determination. It's rage incarnate. It has beaten against a machine. It is the rhythmic sounds of a gazelle hitting the beaten path, outracing the hunter. It dares to do something. That spark is something intoxicating. And I rarely see it in any other being other than mortals. You have something to prove.
That's why I couldn't fight back there.
Does everything need to be solved with violence?
No.
Well, the answer is yes.
Yes. I don't fight my anger. I don't. So I didn't know how to handle that. I used it. I didn't always. But I couldn't beat it. So I use it. So I didn't know what to say.
It's a bountiful determination. Something endless. That void. That abyss. And there lies the problem. It never ends. It is an answer, but used frequently, it will be the only answer.
Yeah.
That's not justice.
Is she a god like you're a god?
The whole ground below you. Well, I mean, his face, you know, but like it shifts and it's like hard to keep balanced.
What is a god?
You're asking me, but who am I supposed to ask?
Sweets.
What is a god?
I asked you first.
I don't know. The only answers I can think of are dismissive or vain.
Then push past it. That is pity. To not believe an existence beyond your own. I stand before you every single day. You mock me. I exist.
I never doubted you existed.
Yes, you did.
I doubted that you cared.
What does it matter?
That's
What is a god? Neither do I. I fought through thousands of wars before your kind was dreamt of. And we are the better for it. answer, but you must make one. I want you at my table. The answer is not faith alone. That's the poison. That is what rage gets you. A definitive answer. No malleability. I don't like you because you're smart. I don't like you because you're strong. I look at you, and I see elasticity, and I am intrigued. Do not mistake me for a broken thing. I know what I am. You labeled me a god.
Okay.
What is a god?
It's a word.
You brought back.
Is everyone doing alright?
I was gonna ask if you were okay.
I think so. I still don't know what to do, but I'm alright. It's par for the course.
It's a fun course.
It certainly can be.
I've never really gotten below par.
I loathe
That was-
so many of the things you choose to be.
It's just the after effects of the Egregor. Don't worry about it.
The light itself is nearly burgeoning on sort of like it feels as if it's within arm's reach, right? Constantly as you're looking at it, as you're moving forward.
I'll look at Clint. You want to go next, or should I just take one for the
I
team?
believe
gonna be
that
Panther and you're all gonna
the
look like
fates, you're not gonna get anything.
It's all Panther.
we just like sit in silence.
Sit in
All right, let's
solemn
go.
silence, even.
Oh, dull dark. Oh, literally.
Yes. Oh, that's great. He's like, I believe the fates will decide, and I will not go further than that. I don't want to piss off whatever deity is creating all these things and deciding to point out our weaknesses
We get it. It's all
and
about
really drive the dagger into a narrative of a good story.
Okay. I know you're all about the good writing, so
Yeah.
okay, I get it.
All right. So
Tyler just called himself a god. But what is a god?
I
I was like, I don't know.
started coming up with answers.
I know, I was with you, I was like-
not there.
all right. So Lolly,
I mean, it's gonna be
can
okay.
you? Oops.
Dexterity saving throw? Yeah.
Nope, it's a Constitution save.
Oh, you did that on purpose.
You better than that.
Oh, I'm horrible at it. 19.
God. We've all been like terrible at it, but
No, you guys have all
No, I'm
rolled
saying,
that
like,
high at the,
that's what
at
I'm
the
saying.
first at the first roll. You guys all rolled
What kind
high.
of save was it?
Constitution.
Good to know. Alright.
It's one of my worst.
You're like, preparing the stomach.
Down
My
as
least favorite emotion? Tummy aches.
just double fisting
It's
Kay.
true. It's true. It's the worst one.
Just Kay, under your breath.
All right. The light envelops you, and it's like a okay. Fine. No.
In fact, I just run. I just.
You're like, let's do it. Let's get into it. And you are thrust into a warm air, fireplace warm. Smell of beer and food. You look around you, you're in a, you can tell it's some sort of tavern. There's music. Enough boisterous people, either drunk or just incapable of hiding emotion. And it's this perfect dusk, and you see it out the window. A lush forest around you. You sit at a table pointed towards 3 figures sitting just across the way. All the other figures, including the band and anyone working, is a dull, faded image. The table in front of you, you see clearly you see a raven-haired woman. She's in a kind of simplish gown. She seems very proper, very put together. Next to her, you see a halfling. She has this kind of crazy hair that seems like it just constantly gets pulled up, but then like the face has been touched with all of this dirt and soot and all these other things. And at the other seat at the table, you see a woman. She is sort of like this light brown acorn style hair, like colored hair. And she has this sort of duster kind of shawl, or like a poncho kind of thing on, and she's excitedly talking to the other two at the table, where the one with the dirt on her hands and the overalls, she just sort of seems like pleasantly listening, and the one in the gown is sort of staring in a way that you recognize from some of your dealings with Nameless and a couple other people, waiting for you to just shut up. And the one on the end in the poncho is just sort of like, yes, yeah. And so I realized that, like, if you go into this place, and you, so I covered myself, right? I covered myself in all of the entrails of the leftover monsters that were eaten by they were eaten by the behemoths, and so the behemoths then ate the chimeras, and so if you take the chimeras and you
they don't smell you. And it's this weird thing where it's not that they rely on sight, because they can see, but it's this weird thing where they're like, oh, you're part of my family, and it's the most incredible discovery I've ever had, because it's just something that I never even considered as a possibility. But because I found this out, I can actually go and what we can do is we can make sure that we get through to that cave, right? And I don't know. That's how I spent my week. What did you do? And the raven-haired woman says, I talked to the rest of the people in town and made sure that we understood that. Listen, that's very wonderful, all this information that you found out. But you do realize that that's going to set us back some. You've spent this long finding out a tidbit of information, and because of that, we will no longer be in this place come tomorrow. She says, yeah, I know. That's why we gotta go tonight. She says, really? Tonight? Literally, this is our first job together, and this is what you're going to do. And the one in the overall says, well, I don't know, I think that sounds pretty good. I mean, that was a lot of work there. I mean, I could have told you that, but like, that's good amount of work. And you see the one on the end in the poncho, she says, you already knew that? She says, oh yeah, I didn't realize we were going against chimeras. Like, simple, easy. Oh, well, look, the important thing is that we all did very important work. The raven-haired woman says, obviously. So I suppose we should go now then. Yeah, I learned other stuff too. Like, I'll show you. And you step out with them out the door. And as you do, you realize for the first time, maybe you've just been so used to it. Maybe it's the confluence of emotions. You've been moving. And as you step out, you're on a monstrous titan. Something that moves in a bipedal fashion. You're resting on the shoulder, this flat plane. You look around as the other three get ready to move forward. There is a kind of trolley system that goes from that shoulder plate to the ground, kind of a thing. It continues to forward, and like you get out at certain levels. And as you look at the Titan, it's got these clockwork gears everywhere. It is this massive machine that churns and shifts all at once with every movement. And it's not that it's moving very fast. It's moving very judiciously. And it's as if it's trying to position itself. And out around you is beautiful lush grasslands, rocks and stones everywhere. As you follow the three, they continue down a path, and through the events you see them arguing, bickering, getting along. You spend about a few days with them, 3 or 4. And during that time, there's a level of respect placed towards the raven-haired woman
in a way that is almost as if she's nobility. You also, the woman in the poncho is ecstatic about discovery, and she keeps toying with magic. She keeps toying with stuff, and she's throughout the 3 days, she's like, I'm really trying to work on this new spell that I think that it could really work. If you, it's like I found the calculations to bind a form of air into like, if I were to be attacked, I might actually have enough time to sort of reactively create a barrier of it that would help me sort of push off an extra force. And she's sort of obsessed with this idea of like shaping and creating. And one of the overalls, she like every new plant, she's like, hold up, gotta find it, gotta find where it's at. Where does it live? What does it do? And she'll spend an hour on it with no regard to anything else. Sometimes in the middle of a fight, and they use the trick, they get through the chimeras. There's even a moment where one of the overalls, she looks to one of them and says something to them, and there's this register in the eyes of acceptance and of recognition of like some form of connection. This thing is about ready to attack. And this woman in the overalls is able to just deter it. And the raven-haired woman is determined and exceptionally skilled. There are many times where whatever noble air she possesses and grants to everyone is sort of... It's weird because all of the actions she takes ends up being a very subterfuge and guile and stealth and all these things that don't generally fall into a noble's track. By the end of this little foray into the wilds, after a grueling battle in an owlbear nest, they sit triumphant, and one of the ponchos says, look, I know this is really tough, but this was, and she lifts the stone to the side. It's like this thing. She struggles with it. She pushes it to the side. She says, this is why we came here. It's gonna be worth it, I promise, because she lifts up this small sort of treasure chest, kind of no bigger than that. She sets it down. She says, because, all right, that passage I told you about, this is the item that was requested by Dreyfel, all right? And this could be a very, very lucrative job, and it could get us more. This is why I asked you to. I saw what you could do, and like, this is what we should be doing, all right? Okay. She opens the treasure chest and she says, now sometimes in life, there are choices we make that seem very sound at the time. And the raven-haired woman says, wonderful. So, let me get this straight. Nothing's in the box. We've wasted all our resources getting here.
Our only means of a citywide protection is now 100 leagues away, through yet again chimera-infested waters. I have no other choice but to hate you for the rest of my life. Let's turn around and go home. And that is where you are pulled away. As she walks away, there's this smirk. This submission to the moment. And the one in the poncho, she has a similar feel. As she just kind of tosses the box. And as they walk away, the last things you hear are like, right. But like, definitely showed how powerful we are today to the owlbear community. I think that they'll think twice. It's like, they're all dead. I don't think they're going to be talking to anyone. Fair. It's a fair point. As you come back into the unfrozen position.
Just to clarify really quickly, I saw all three of them clear as day.
Hmm?
Oh. Interesting.
I ship it so hard.
Well, it's canon, so.
Well, not yet, it ain't.
It is.
I thought you were making like a ship cannon joke, and I just.
No.
That's why I.
That
That's
would
why
be
I
good.
said.
That's
That's why I was
pretty
like.
good.
I realized that you weren't, but I was like, oh god, like no, that's not it. But okay.
Like I would do that.
What is this? Holston America's Got Talent?
All right, let's.
Nick Cannon is, I think, the guy who does that.
Let's
so.
keep walking.
All right. What did you see?
You know, I saw the three sisters.
Okay.
Just going on a mission, fighting some owl bears together. Some guy named Dreifel. So, I don't know if. Oh, I guess I can't say guy, person. Don't know if they sent them on this mission, or if they were just a friend, but I don't know. They kind of looked like they were having fun. I mean, there was definitely some arguments, as like, we do, but I don't know. It felt like there was a lot of love.
God, if this next emotion is fun, I'm gonna be jazzed.
Well, yeah, that's what it's going to be doing to you.
I mean, I don't know. There was some condescension in there. Definitely. Maybe not from whoever's.
Right.
But I
feel
don't
like-
know. So.
I feel like we've heard Draythal before.
Trayfall.
I have a thought. I'm not sure if it's accurate.
As you're attempting to think, the Egregor lashes out. And it is thinner at this moment, but it has tendrils, and it seems to be like sniffing the air.
Seem like fun sniffles to you guys?
Every tendril is sort of waving.
It's too coke.
This one just seems to be personally targeting me.
It is an orange.
Mmm.
Initiative, everyone.
Okay, Dice. Do me dirty this time.
Can't be done dirtier than me. Literally impossible.
Yes, thank God.
Negative dex?
I have 0. But she has a +3.
5.
Possibly go with me.
Liam?
15.
Nameless?
Sorry, I'm getting
Okay.
confused.
Philip?
3.
Probably +2.
Yeah, it is. Okay. 19 for me and 16 for Panther.
Alright, it goes Nameless, Panther, Liam. As these things are sniffing, hello?
Hello.
It smells sound.
They just all are looking at you as you respond.
There's multiple heads?
There's multiple
tendrils.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh.
There's 10 of them.
Tendrils? We could have used that yesterday when we were hanging up the whiteboards. Hey.
I'm trying. Chelsea's trying to put something together, but I can't remember it. Oh, it's
It's
unfortunate.
okay. I'm just having to think about what Panther's gonna do. Don't worry about it.
No. I'm trying. I might be totally off. I was trying to think what orange meant in chakras. But I totally can't remember.
Fine.
I. How are you? We're just trying to get to the light. Please.
Make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
I'm not very good at those. 14.
Okay.
I don't know what to do.
Oh, this is very good.
Take 3 points and bear with
Add
me,
them on to my
everybody.
skills, or? I'm just kidding,
Bear
sorry.
with you.
Bear with me, everyone, in the conception of this. Okay. Take 3 points of acid damage as you say this. You know, you throw up. It's as if to clarify for Chelsea,
Uh-huh.
it's like radiation poisoning.
Great.
You're feeling sick. Sick and immovable. Panther's turn.
Yikes.
Panther's like,
Are we gonna get a fireball out of this?
he's like,
My favorite emotion. Radioactive.
Hey, speaking of Imagine Dragons.
Call back.
uh,
I don't even know what's even said on stream. Never mind.
as Panther kind of recognizes what he's. Let me make one roll.
That's cool. Didn't even roll. Bounce right into the
Do you wanna keep
Nah.
your eyes down here?
Yeah, seriously.
Looking at all of our characters.
I'm just keeping you honest.
The DM's rolls.
About a roll? Did you see what the number was? What was the number?
Well, I just saw that it was a bad roll.
What was the number?
I don't know what the number was.
Are you sure? What was the number?
And
Doesn't
while
matter
they're
what the number
arguing,
was.
Yeah, it does matter what the number was if you know what the number was. What was the number?
I don't know what the number was.
Ship it.
Canon.
I just saw
Cannon.
it.
I believe you, genuinely. I know you. You don't fuck around with cheating.
You heard it here first, folks.
Fucking bust somebody's kneecaps.
Panther. He looks through these. Leave us alone.
That's the cutest Panther has ever been.
Also imagine if he like wants to like play with
As
the
it
tendrils.
Starts purring.
No. And he's just
Oh god, hairballs.
just like that little bit of drool that happens right when you're like dry heaving. He just okay. I don't like this one. Next up is Liam, and after Liam, it's the Egregor.
Not connecting to this one. Not gonna vibe on this one.
Just become a fountain.
This is a bad choice. you know that scene in Team America World Peace? It's just that.
Are you feeling okay? So I know whenever I've looking around at the people being sick, I know whenever I've but I didn't feel good. I was useless. My man Da would just wrap me up like a tiny burrito, you know, that famous desert food burritos.
I mean, Harrow's pretty close, so yeah, they would definitely,
That one, yeah.
You probably already knew what spaghetti was.
What's the nice we not to say?
Spaghetti's actually a worldwide thing. She was just told that it was a special thing.
I never said that.
wrap me up like a little burrito in bed, and Dad would it's embarrassing, but Dad would always sing to me to help me. Do you want me to? Glances around. Do you want me to sing to you?
Everybody else just starts nodding.
There's not like a response. Is
it no response? Like no like reaction?
I'm trying
reaction?
to. So here's what I'll tell you: is that it's like what you guys have realized from this thing is it's not giving you words. It's a facsimile. It's not real language. It's not real, right? It's like looking at a parrot, and so it's doing something. I'm giving you this because you guys have gone through 4 other iterations of this where it's been screaming and it's doing all these other things. It's not that it feels like it has a call and response. So if you want to say what I'm only walking it back a slight amount.
Yeah.
Where it's like instead of asking the question, if you want to do the action, do that.
Yeah, I guess as opposed to walking back, I'll just take the lack of attack as that being okay. And I'll sing. Should I roll a performance check, or are you gonna have me sing in real life?
What are you gonna sing?
I mean, old classic. Is it called "Everyone Goes"?
Yeah, the song's called Everyone Goes.
Everyone Goes. Because that's what Dad would sing when I was sick at home.
No performance check necessary. Constitution saving throw.
Right.
Ugh. He horks up in the middle of the song.
This 14 or 13. Offering to sing doesn't give you advantage.
7 points of acid damage.
Tripping.
Everyone goes to seek their. Oh!
It's not bad. It's not a good answer.
So, I neglected to say this to you. Let me say it to the both of you. It feels like you want something.
I throw up? Or like the
You feel
creature?
sick because you feel like you need something. You need it.
Oh.
So, after Liam, it is the Egregor. Everyone, please, besides you two, it's already affected you. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw, anyone who hasn't already. Which is Colin.
I get it.
Six. Okay. 22.
11.
16.
Okay, so we'll see if
2 acid damage to you, Phillips. 4 acid damage to Kalenth. None to you.
So 16 does not.
Thank you, Dice.
And you are feeling that same feeling as you hork up. Okay, after that, it is Lolly.
No.
And then Philip. And then Colette.
What does it want?
Think about what
Just gotta do a turn.
I
think
know.
about what you saw.
Okay, I'm thinking. I don't know if this is the correct answer, and I'm probably about to start throwing up, but I...
Just from the smell.
Honestly, every time someone throws up.
Yeah, I had a thing where if I see somebody else throw up, like I have to.
Philip's like,
Same.
But I just wanted to let you know that I love you. Yes, I love you unconditionally. You are absolutely perfect the way you are. And without you, the world would be a dark, dark place. You are wonderful and bright and just brilliant. And you mean a lot to me.
Go make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I thought that was it, but guess not. 18.
As you say this, are you leaving? And it is Philip's turn. You feel like you broke through a little bit. You got a different response.
Okay.
Oh yeah, singing. That song.
Everyone home. It's my favorite visual. It makes me think of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and that's why it's very good.
Everyone flows. Yeah. I'm just gonna say, you've been alone for a long time, haven't you? Look, we're here. We see you. You exist. And not because we see you. I can't give you the word. But you do have it. And you're not unlovable. I'm sorry you've had to be alone for so long. And it's not your fault. I'll wait here with you as long as you need.
Can I make me a Constitution saving? Should play me a good one.
It's okay. It's not great. But with that, it'll be alright. That's a 23.
Number 23.
Oh, number 23. His greatest work.
Number 23.
His greatest work.
As you say this, the form continues to kind of like writhe a little bit, and it speaks as. So alone. Miss you. I feel like you broke through.
Yeah.
It's Clent's turn. Clent kind of using the two breakthroughs there. He says, like I said, you're not alone. And it doesn't matter if you want what used to be. It's not there anymore. It's new. That's why you can't find it. It's new. Thanks.
God damn it.
It's so close.
That's not a good yikes.
Not a good yikes, though.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yikes.
Form. Oh, there you are. Shifts to a neutral. Vacates. It was oh no because I was like, that's gonna be right on the line.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. It was just like, yikes, that's gonna be probably like. And it was.
I imagine he probably has a decent con too.
Said Lolly.
I'm like, this is my turn.
As you kind of like come into this next moment. It's wet at your feet. The tide hits your ankles. And the sun rises in the horizon as the night sky shifts into the sunrise. And stepping on the water as the sun comes out. Is the shining form. The first time that you've actually seen her. Most times she's a glowing form she gets. But this, she steps to you. She wields a bow on her back, a bow staff, and she has a couple other just like sort of signature weapons at her hilt. She moves forward to you. And as the light hits the rest of where you're at, you are in just an expanse of water in all directions. She steps forward and she says, "Huh? You found her. I'm happy about that." Yeah, I didn't know if you would.
Found who?
that you found Mistra. Or at least part of her. You found parts of my other daughter. Those I've guided before. Stuck in the mix there.
So, this probably is a stupid question, but are the Egregor Mistra? Or just everyone's emotions?
It is and it isn't. It's complicated being. It's unfortunately, it's a thing devoid of choice. So it's not, but it is. It's not really why I wanted to talk to you. Why I got this chance. Well, I'm going to be blunt. What are you doing?
I'm helping my friends.
Is that what you want to be doing?
Yes and no.
Elaborate.
I mean, yes, I want to help them because they're my family, my new family, and anything that they want to do or anything that hurts them or anything that makes them happy or angry or sad affects me, and I don't want to seem unsupportive, but no, because I don't even know what I want to do, but I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
When would you know? When would you know if it was the thing that you're supposed to be doing?
I don't know.
So you don't know what it feels like?
No.
That's okay.
Is it? Because I feel like I keep getting your weapons and I've seen you multiple times and I feel like there's something bigger than myself that I'm supposed to be doing and I don't even know what it is and I feel like I should have better answers for you.
I'll tell you now, it's all in your hands. I don't care what your answer is. I sent you those weapons because I trusted your hands to use them appropriately. I sent you my guidance in those visions because I trusted your hands. I can only trust. I can't force. That's not my way. You've got to decide how much this matters to you. How much your choice matters. Because if it doesn't matter, then I'll choose for you. But that's not who I see before me. It's not what I expect. It's not what I
I see someone who doesn't know the value of their own word and their own power. And the only person who can change that is you. All I want to do is give you the tools to do so. You are special to me. A long time ago, I was as lost as you are. And then I realized I didn't have to be. Some call it enlightenment. I think I just call it acceptance. The past is where it is. Everything that got me here is what got me here. Why would I change it? And why would I worry? If the past matters, fight for it.
I think it does still matter just a little bit, and I think maybe at some point I should face it so I can let it go. And accept that I'm kind of cool. I can kind of do some cool things, I think.
What an excellent choice you've made. You've got to keep making them, no matter how tough. She gives you a kiss on your forehead. And as she walks away, the sun sets. You fall through the water back to your spot. The light is close. It's dangerously close. Kalenth looks to you and says, "No more time for stalling. We get to that. I don't know what goes on next, but thank you for being here with me."
Yeah, of course.
Nowhere else I'd rather be.
Charge forward. Chittering raises. Fever pitch. Kalenth stops. Frozen.
Oh.
You were so close.
Very nice.
I like the idea that we just leave the room and just Tyler at the table talking to himself.
For those at home. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
Everybody else, close your ears.
Wow. That's insane. Same amount of time passes.
frozen. It's painful.
Any pertinent information?
Are you okay?
Yes. I'm fine.
What happened in there?
I saw the ascension.
Oh,
From both perspectives.
or could you see them clearly?
In that moment, yeah. She wasn't supposed to be that way. But plagued by an assault at Mount Coriander during the ritual. And she was jettisoned from the material, banishing everything in her path. Intense. I don't know how else to do this. And he touches your foreheads, and a wave of the memory comes over you as he sort of places it in your mind. Garrisons of extraplanar creatures sit at Mount Coriander, ascending its peak as the three sisters rest at its top, attempting to perform the ritual. ROI, mainly caught in the fray, attempting to do whatever she can to mitigate the foes that go upward, as Mistra is intrinsically needed to operate the casting of this ascension, of this ritual, this binding. It takes a lot of focus, it takes a lot of precision. This is pre-formed magic. This is someone who is practiced and definitive in movements, but it is raw and wild. And raven-haired woman, Raven Queen, she rests within that space with her, protecting her, doing whatever she can. It's a desperate fight, a plea for survival as ROI is chased to the top. As a blade comes from behind, wrenching directly into her, sort of poking out the other end. She tries to battle him away. falling backwards within the protective shell Mistra has cast for the three of them. It's a desperate, desperate attempt at stability, and in its final moments, Mistra looks to her dying friend and her love fighting off an endless sea. She sees the power in front of her. And all you notice is she takes it inside. There's this moment of frozen thought, similar to what you've been experiencing. She takes in the light, and at that is able to banish and destroy. She marks out the foes around them, and while still holding it in, places a hand over the wound of ROI, removing the sword from her dead friend and placing the mote of light within her. So her form begins to eradicate. She walks to the Raven Queen, who is also bestowed that light. She leaves that embrace, etching symbols in the air that carve out into shapes of the schools of magic and the planar map that binds all creation. Falls it on the globe as it passes through her. She fades from existence. You feel what happens? It's as if every fiber of your being was a pain all at once, and then nothing. And deep, deep regret within the Raven Queen and ROI. And the resolution of the aftermath. And that's the memory you have. As you approach the light, Egregor stands waiting. Clenth immediately walks up to it and says, "I already know what you are." In the purple haze that is the Egregor at the moment. What an amount of fear. What an ending. Black void. Fear.
And that was the end. I would not have had the courage. I don't. Now I don't. I can't. I don't think I could ever love someone that much. Thank you for your courage. As the Egregor washes away, and Colette kind of directs you guys to walk through the light. And that's what we'll call tonight's session. Thank you very much, everybody.